You've got such an amazing role in this film. Tell us a little bit about how you felt when you first read the part of Anna.
Yeah, when I first read the script, I think the main thing that stood out to me was that this character, Anna, is sort of in some ways, the antithesis of what a woman-led hero action person is in movies. She's not the stereotypical female heroine. And so that really drew me to the character. You know, she's sort of like a reluctant hero, and I really had fun playing against the stereotype of female-led action movies.
Definitely. And George, your character as well, you've got such a fascinating character that you play. Tell us a little bit for our listeners out there about the character that you play and what your first thoughts were when you read the script as well.
My character is George, and he's an agent of a shadowy government organization who's been tasked with tracking down this enhanced subject. And along the way, he becomes disenfranchised and realizes that maybe he's not necessarily on the side of good. And as his relationship develops with this enhanced subject that he's out to capture, it sort of becomes like a rescue that turns into a getaway. And this really nice friendship is formed. And that's, I guess, what drew me the most to the character is that, and the script, is that George is sort of the same throughout the whole movie, but his allegiances shift. He goes from serving a higher power, an authority, being a yes man, to sort of leaving that world, running away, and developing a mind and heart of his own, and all without losing his character along the way. He still has his sort of solid, just sort of dry humor and this relatable action type guy that I think audiences always like. So for me, it was a nice opportunity to get to play a dude named George. I'm a dude named George. So it was fun. It was also fun that this guy's a good guy, and I like to think of myself as a good guy, and I always play bad guys. So, you know, there was a lot of things that drew me to this.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that, the character arc that's there for George, that changing of allegiance. As an actor, what kind of challenges does that provide when your character pretty much goes from evil to good without changing very much about the character himself?
I think it's for me, it's about as a person, you have yourself in the middle, and so people are always telling you do this and do that and think this and think that, and sometimes we just need to step back for a second and think for ourselves. And I think sees the human side in Alanna's character that's when he starts change. It's like, oh, she's not bad, something bad, and it's not her and it's not me, but it's definitely something else. And I think that realization and to have the courage to make those realizations and do what's right is something that's if anything, a motivational aspect of George. It's I think we need more people like that.
Definitely. Alanna, your role, there is so many intense action sequences in this film. Tell us a little bit about what it was like preparing for those sequences, and did you have a favorite one during the film as well?
Yes. The answer is yes. In terms of preparation, there wasn't much time. We basically, or I had a week before we started shooting to learn the choreography, and so it was 5 days. The first day was just learning the absolute basics because I came in with zero experience, and when I say zero, I mean none. Like I didn't know the difference between a hook and a jab, which is very basic. So they had a lot to do with me. Anyway, so the first day was just an introduction to fighting and stunt choreography. And then the following days we were getting into mapping out the fight sequences. And throughout the movie, we were rehearsing on days off and during breaks, and everyone was so kind, and I was very keen to keep on working, and everyone was so supportive and was there to help me along the way. In terms of favorite fight sequence, I think it's all the business that went down in the cabin. So oh man, I'm thinking of three right now. The cabin, the forest snow fight scene, and then the scene between David and Eli in their little bunker.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was wild. I watched it 2 or 3 times, and I just couldn't understand the pulley mechanism and how he gets thrown into the wall over and over, and it just blows my mind every time I watch it.
Awesome. Now, I guess this is a question for both of you, but we'll start with George's answer. What is it like working with the Marx Brothers? Because I am such a huge fan of theirs. What is it like working with them?
They are incredible. They're very soft-spoken guys. They're very gentle guys, and they're all about safety. And they're also super skilled ninjas, and they know how to capture it all. And so working with them is a really, really pleasant experience. Things starts on level 1, 2, 3, 4, and onwards up to level 10. And by the time you're at level 10, you're on set, you're shooting it, you know what you're doing. One of the great things that I love about how James shoots the action is that it's done in a very anime, Hong Kong style action. And so the verses are very short. You do 4 or 5 moves at a time. As opposed to in TV land where you do all 20 moves at once on a big wide shot so everyone knows what's going on. The Marx Brothers, they know what's going on. They get the shots that they need. They try to make it as easy as they can on the performers. And so I know if I go and do a fight scene with them, I'm not going to leave wrecked at the end of the day. I'm going to leave still feeling good and like I captured something really awesome.
Yeah. How about for you, Alanna? What was it like working with the Marx Brothers, and how much advice were you able to get from them when it came to stunts and things like that?
Yeah, they were there at every single moment, and they answered every single question that I had. Oftentimes, obviously, James was on set at all times because he directed it, but Chris, on his days off, he would be there, overseeing the fight sequences and even just there for support in case I needed some rehearsal. So yeah, they, like George said, very unassuming men, but lethal in their own way, and so professional and talented. Like going into it, I didn't know the degree of talent that they have and that they surround themselves with, but had I known that, I think I would have been way more intimidated going in. But they're just really sweet, talented guys.
Definitely. Well, guys, to wrap up, I guess my last question is for both of you. What would you like to say to our listeners out there before they go and check out Enhanced?
I don't think I need to say anything. I think just enjoy it. It's going to take you on a wild ride. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, take a deep breath, grab your popcorn, and when you're ready, get to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, both of you, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I know a lot of our listeners are going to go and check out Enhanced as soon as they can.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear the feedback.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Alanna. Thank you so much, George. Hopefully I get to chat to you again in the future.
Yeah, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.